Stitchy friends. Welcome to the Pattern Queens Flosstube number 15. Today is January 20th, 2020. It's Monday. We both had the day off, so we thought we would be different.
We're switching it up on you.
We wanted to welcome you to our video.
Yes.
I'm Laura.
And I'm a mom-to-be.
Woohoo!
This is the announcement.
Big excitement.
So, I am about 14 weeks along, so we're just about out of our first trimester, and we did some early testing, and we're expecting a boy, so we're very excited. This is my first pregnancy, so if you go back and you watch, especially in December, and I say to you, oh, I was just tired and I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done, or oh, I wasn't feeling very well, so I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done, that's why.
That baby.
Yep. So
demanding time.
Right. So I may be taking some Flosstube maternity leave around the end of July.
Mm-hmm. Or we may be doing a lot of Stitch with me, right?
Right.
15 minutes. That's
yes.
what we get. 15 minutes.
So anyway, that's the big announcement,
That's
everyone.
So exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you guys.
We're so excited. We're so excited.
Oh, and now that you've heard that fun news, we are going to move on and do our Stashquisitions and Stitchy Kindness.
Yes. I have a little bit of Stitchy Kindness that goes with that announcement. So, my friend...
This did, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I have had this mug for like about a month now.
Mm-hmm.
Laura and Katie bought it for me, actually. And so we've been doing that whole gag where Laura's been drinking out of her Laura cup so that we could get to this day. Yeah. It was well thought out, well planned.
So I may not be Laura next week. I may be somebody else.
Right. But we just,
But still Laura. Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway, I also got another thing of Stitchy Kindness from my friend Laura. She got me these little stork scissors. How cute are those? Since I'm going to be a mom.
Yeah.
So.
My mother-in-law gave me my first pair when I was pregnant, and it's just kind of her thing with those of us who stitch. So I thought it would be fun to share with you.
So they're so great, and she and Laura gave them to me on Saturday whenever we had our stitchy meetup, where I told the rest of the ladies there that we were expecting. So
that was a big loud noise after that. Yeah.
It was so great. And Sarah, the backward stitcher, brought her little baby. And she's so
I got
cute.
to cuddle Aubrielle. Oh. It was so fun.
So there was a lot of baby talk at that stitchy meetup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I definitely had to use my nice, soft, pleasant voice to talk to Aubrielle, so I didn't scare her. So she was a great sleeper, and she was so pretty. So pretty. I told Sarah I think she's pretty well perfect.
Yes.
So it was fun. Is that all of your? No,
well,
you got a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that was my
weekend,
Stitchy
right?
Kindness. But before the meetup, we of course went shopping because why wouldn't you? We were so close to Cece and Company. So I bought a few things, not a whole lot. I bought this piece, and this is only half of it.
Oh, and it's showing up really pretty on there.
Of 27 count linen. It's a discontinued, so it was marked down. And so it's a pretty big piece of linen, and so I already have plans for it, and we'll talk to you about those plans whenever we get to our plans for the week. And then I also bought, for the same reason, 2 skeins of bunny honey from Classic Colorworks.
And bunny honey is a color that you need to buy all of your skeins at one time.
Oh, really?
Because it can get really, really almost orangey.
Oh, really?
And then it can be, this is nice and kind of
so I'll show it to you on this
gray
fabric. There's a little bit of variegation in it, not a whole lot. I just thought it was a really nice.
But it definitely comes in lots of colors.
Okay. And one more thing that I bought, I was watching Michelle Bendy's, I forget which Stitch With Me it was, but she mentioned that she had designed a chart for January called Acceptance. And so I went and I bought it because Michelle. And it's just a really simple chart. And it says acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding that something is what it is, and there's got to be a way through it. And that is a quote from Michael J. Fox. And Michelle said that all of the profits from selling this pattern, outside of the Etsy fees and things like that, are actually going to go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation to help with Parkinson's research.
And you can get that on her site?
Yes. Yeah,
on her shop?
Go to Michelle's Etsy. She's selling it through there. And she also mentioned that Lollipop Stitches designed a chart as well, with the proceeds going toward the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Because
awesome.
I think this month may be Parkinson's Awareness Month. And so I have a family member with Parkinson's, so this really touched me. So definitely, if you want to buy a great chart for a good cause, go and look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds good.
all right. And then I bought some needles.
Woohoo!
So the exciting things.
I left my needles over there.
Oh.
Katie ordered from 123 Stitch,
Mm-hmm.
and she got herself a pattern. And I said, I need needles. So she ordered me some Mary Arden needles, because those are my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already using one, and it's like, oh yes, I love these.
Right.
But of course, since we stopped, I had to buy floss for one of the projects I'm doing is really long. It's that the Jardin Prive Sampler à Bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
And I had only bought one skein of everything.
Oh.
So
right.
I went ahead and bought a second skein. And I remembered when I got in to get my punch card that I had a full punch card.
Exciting.
And I have been looking at this. So I got this Modern Folk Embroidery, a Quaker Sampler, A Secret Sky. This verse says, "This is love, to fly toward a secret sky, to cause 100 veils to fall each moment." I just thought it was so pretty.
Yeah, that's so pretty.
And I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. It's a pretty big piece. We looked at it. It's like 251 by 2.
Was it?
I think so. Yes, 280. 280 high, 251 wide. So it'll take a big piece of fabric.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe I'll figure out if I have some really pretty fabric.
Oh, yeah.
And use it really variegated, and then use more of a solid floss over it.
Yeah, that would be really pretty.
Fun. So you may hear odd noises. My family is all here today, and they're just back in their rooms.
Yeah, it's a snowy day outside.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it stopped by now. So that's all I have for stash.
That's all I bought too.
Okay. Then
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, we
news.
love this.
All right. So, as you may or may not know, we're having our 500 subscriber giveaway. And so we drew names for the winners today. And so I'll tell you who won Peppermint Pals. There were 13 of you who wanted to stitch that. So that's exciting. And it's Rosalind Homiller, I think is how you say your last name. Sorry if I messed that up. But congratulations!
Yay!
You won! So you'll be getting Peppermint Pals and a couple skeins of floss. And if you want, a stitch along buddy for it.
And then there were 9 of you who wanted to have some hoopla. And Doreen Deskins won.
Yay.
And Keisha actually spun number 3, comment number 3, and 3's my lucky number. So Doreen, I'm thinking this is going to be a lucky one. And again, you get the pattern and the little hoop. And if you want to stitch along with me, then I'll find some 40 count and get some floss out, and we will stitch. Right. I was just watching Farm Girl. And she did something in a hoop. Well, she did a hoopla too. And she stained the hoop.
Oh, wow.
To make it a little darker, have a little more texture. And I thought, that was really cool.
Yeah, what a good idea.
She talks about it. She uses their scrapbooking inks. I'll think of it in the middle of our video, and I'll pop that up.
So if Laura just blurts out a word, that's what it is.
It's Tim Holtz.
Oh, okay.
Holtz. Tim Holtz. And so you can choose all sorts of different stains, and they come in little things. So it's
so perfect
easy
for a small hoop. Better than going and just buying something at the hardware store, I guess.
Okay, I swallowed wrong.
So on to our next big thing. Congratulations, everyone, on winning. That's great. And thank you, everyone who commented and just said wonderful things and found interesting ways to say, peppermint and hoopla in your comments.
Yes,
We had a
we
lot of
loved
fun
it.
reading those. And sorry, Judy Starkey, that you didn't win Peppermint Pals, but if you get it, we can stitch it together anyway.
Whoever wants to do Peppermint Pals should just get it.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Yeah, if you want to get Hoopla or Peppermint Pals, whenever we start stitching with our buddies, we'll tell you.
We may just hashtag those and go from there.
It'll be great. Everyone stitch with us.
Everybody will get practice on posting on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. I changed out my wall. Yeah. And if you will lean, I don't know which way, so that those 3 are uncovered.
Nope. Okay, there we go.
Okay, these 3, see, I got to go this way. This is Twined Heart from Shepherd's Bush, the long one. And then the one down here is Gypsy Hearts. And it is cream. So the other 2, which way do I need to go? I can't reach that one. The other 2, there we go. That one is Cherry Heart. Oh. Cherry Heart has the cutest little twisted ribbon that you then tack down. But I pulled Christmas off the wall and I thought, well, that would be kind of fun to move those. Right. They live all year long in my hall because I love to see them. Yes. So, but I pulled them out for this and awesome. I love them. I still have a few more of those heart kits from Shepherd's Bush. What I love about those is that they're all, they're band samplers for the most part, and they have all sorts of fun stitches in them. And they are great. I don't give up my patterns because I want to be able to go back and use those stitches again. Right. Yeah, it's wonderful whenever you get something that has a bunch of different things in it, because then you can add those to other pieces and kind of personalize. So. And this one right here, that is One Small Miracle. I believe that's Mosey and Me. And it says, it all begins with one small miracle. And right there, you can kind of see like a little dot. That's a charm. That's a snowflake. And there's like a trail of it coming down above it, But these mats, I was telling Keisha beforehand, I stitched this 100 years ago. And my husband cut those mats. And I was so proud of him because it's double matted. So he did it twice. And you can see this side really well because, this way. This side really well because it's a big one. Right. But on the other side, it actually has like 3 little zigzags to get out there. So I was pretty impressed with them that he did that. It looks really good. So I have my wall changed out. Not as much stuff on it when it's not Christmas time, but maybe I'll get something framed and add. Yeah. And I always have my angel up. I was telling Keisha, I loved the angels when they came out, and that's when I started stitching. So my one regret with them is that there wasn't pretty fabric at that point. And I keep looking at this one and thinking that Earth Angel would be spectacular on some overdyed fabric. Right. But it's really pretty anyway. I mean, I think all the work that went into that one, I would keep it displayed all year round. Too, I love her. Yeah. And I have another one. I was telling Keisha about it too. It's Guardian Angel. And she was going to be big, and I ended up stitching her on 40 count so that she would be the same size. And I had not been stitching on linen very long when I decided I would just do that. Wow. So that's me. Just jump in. Sometimes you just don't worry about it. Yeah. Just like, how bad could I mess this up? It's okay. It's just stitching. No pressure. I could just get rid of it if I don't like it. Yeah. And it looks beautiful. So if you're wanting to try the 40 count, try the 40 count. Yep. And try fabric that you like. You hear me talk about that I am a linen snob. Don't think that you have to do things on linen. Linen's just what I like the feel of and what I like how it holds up. Right. And I'll explain to you, I have a project on even weave, and I'll explain to you what it is I don't like about it when I get to that. Right. So and I stitch a lot on even weave just because I kind of like things to be a little bit more uniform, and linen, sometimes the threads kind of vary, but I like stitching on linen too. I love stitching on Aida. I love perforated paper. I like perforated plastic. Okay. So just stitch on whatever you want to stitch. Keisha's an equal opportunity stitcher. I mean, does it have holes in it? I'll stitch on it. Are you going to be like Michelle and buy things at the thrift stores and stitch on those too?
Sure, why not? Why not? If it has holes, let's do it. A really big pegboard, I got some yarn.
Yeah, and I will talk about that other one when
Right.
I get there. I was
Right.
going to explain it. No, it's better if I do it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay! We're both so
Yeah,
excited.
we both have finishes.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I showed you this one last week, and I just couldn't put it down.
I love when that happens.
This is Bent Creek's Flag of Stars, and this was stitched on 18 count linen with pearl cottons. I got it as a kit. And look at this guy.
I love that.
So I just loved it. It was a lot of fun to stitch on, and then I tried kind of stitching it in hand because it was bigger, but still a smaller piece of linen. Because I don't usually stitch in hand, but this year I was like, I'm gonna try to do that. So it was really fun, and I think that this is one that I'm going to give away. But before I give it away, I want to stitch it over 1 on 28 count, so I have like a really big piece and then like a really
And you
small
can
one.
compare them before
Mhm.
you do it. Yeah, that would
Right.
be fun.
So
is that your first finish of the year?
that is my first finish of the year.
Oh,
So,
because you finished it. Okay. My first finish of the year is a model for Michelle Bendy. And I can't show it. But I did, if you follow me on Facebook, I did post a picture, which Michelle says she is totally stealing. I just colored the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
I went into photo editor because I wanted a good picture of it to put in my album
Right.
once it's released. And so in my album on my phone now, it's pristine again. But in the album online, on Facebook, it's all colored in, and
It's just, you can see the fabric and Michelle's initials in the year, and then everything is just weird colored lines.
Michelle designed this. Yeah.
Wow, Michelle got a little abstract.
Who knew?
Who knew? Well, we all kind of knew.
Yeah. But I also have a finish this week. We went to Stitch Day on Saturday. And
you finished this?
the room was
wow.
bright, and I'm like, I think I'm going to stitch on my 40 count piece. So I have winter piece, and when I started, I think the only letters I had done were the W, what's right there by it? The W, the Q, I think the R, I think just W, Q, and R. And I had, I didn't have snowflakes done. I just had the snowman in the swirly thing and where it says peace at the bottom. But when I got home, I just couldn't stop. And so I pulled it out and finished up. I'm trying to straighten my little charms. And I'll tell you the funny thing about my charms too here in a minute. But this, will you unroll my side for me?
Yes.
This is the stitching in hand roll. Yep. So there is my finish. Let's go closer because it's light. I'm going to let you guide me because I can't.
There we go.
I can't see once we get up here.
That is so pretty.
And this is 40 count periwinkle mist linen from Silk Weaver. And this was designed on 28 count. So this charm right here is supposed to be this big star that I have right here.
Right.
It is way entirely too huge. And they put it like at the base of the snowman.
Oh.
Thank goodness Katie Landis lives with me because she said, well, you could move it up. I mean, it entirely covered the E.
Right.
The first E in piece.
Mm-hmm.
I moved the smaller snowflake over there and moved it up on the snowman.
Right.
And it's still that big. And I just moved everything. This one of the smaller snowflakes was supposed to be below the M, and it just totally filled in the whole section. So, but that is that one, and oh, do I love that!
Yeah, that's so cute.
So I thought I would, since we're right here, just show you that I was so excited about that. That my next one will be Spring Glory. And I'm going to stitch it on, I bought all 40 count from Silk Weaver. This one is Morning Dew.
Wow.
And it is a really pretty soft greeny color.
Mhm.
I think it's showing up okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm excited to start that one and see how long it takes me to get through it. I have to get some DMC for it. It has quite a few.
Mhm.
They all use similar color palettes, but I'm really excited that this one
Yeah.
finished.
Wow. And how long had you had that one?
A long
Yeah,
time.
because I had never seen it.
It's from 2003, Sisters and Best Friends. I think she did all 4 in the same year.
Oh, really?
And they don't even publish anymore.
Wow.
So I thankfully at the time I bought all of the little charm packs.
Oh, yeah.
So I have them all. But it's going to be fun because they just have lots of stuff. This one has 3 little hearts and a dragonfly, a ladybug, and a butterfly that I'll have to figure out how to get in there.
Right.
So, but it's okay. I'll get them in. It
out.
actually doesn't look too bad because my dragonfly would be the big one. Oh, it's at the top.
Yeah. So I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
be able to figure it out. Some creative placement.
That was my excitement, and that's number 2
Wow.
for me this year.
Awesome. We're just cruising right along.
We are.
I'm hoping to have number 2 within the next couple of days.
And yours will be
mine
your model,
is
right?
a model. I don't have a whole lot of whips to show this week because I've been working a lot on the model for Michelle. It will be a springtime pattern that will be released at market.
Really cute.
It's really cute. So
I pushed hard last week on Sunday and Monday. We are trying to do Mirabilia Monday, but I decided it was Model Monday, and I finished off my model.
Yeah, my day's probably going to be Model Monday as well.
So, then how about whips?
All right. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. I greatly apologize. I did not bring my Hockran Hollow with me.
Do you know that you have an excuse until the baby comes?
Oh, I have pregnancy brain. No,
there you
I
go.
I was rushing around. We were going to actually do my whip parade today, and it was snowing outside, and I was like, Laura, I don't think I'm going to bring all of my whips with me just because it was snowing and I didn't want things to get wet and to carry all that stuff in here because we meet at Laura's house. And so somewhere in all of that, I was like, okay, I worked on the model, I worked on this thing, and yeah, that's probably it. And I just left my Hockran Hollow. So I did work on that on Thursday, though. And that was a lot of fun. Got a lot of good progress on it, I feel like. So then I don't really have a whole lot to show you. I worked on the Flag of Stars, and I finished that up. So you guys got to see that. And then I just wanted a little bit of easy stitching one day. And this is Fireflies from Mill Hill. It's just a little Mill Hill kit that I picked up last year sometime, and I liked it, so I was stitching on that.
Look how cute that is.
So I've got a lot of the actual like stitches done. So but anyway, I just kind of worked on that as just an easy stitching piece, and then I have the model that I can't show you. So I'm sorry, it's not an exciting week for me.
It makes life so fun when we,
Right.
But I love to stitch for Michelle.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely fun. And
it just doesn't make much to show.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah. So last week,
Laura will make up for it.
Yeah, I was like crazy. Once I finished that model, I'm like, yes, I can reward myself. So remember, I started this. This is Blackberry House by Plum Street. Whoever the Sunshine Stitchers had on as their guest had she showed her finish of Blackberry House, and I was like, oh, so pretty. So remember, I have this crazy piece of fabric.
Yes.
And this is how much I have done. And am I straight? There we go. And you can see that the B, the J, the K, and the L are a different color from the rest of the alphabet, which is not how it's charted. When I have pieces that have a big alphabet, I change them I changed the initials of my family members
Oh.
to a different color. Um, Somebody suggested that at one point, and I thought that's really kind of
Yeah.
fun. And it also makes me think we should have named Brendan something that started with
So you'd all be together.
Yeah. Either an I or an M. Yeah. Ian was in the mix for a while with Katie, but not with Brendan.
What an easy way to customize your pattern by changing that. That's a good tip.
And this has the date really big, the year really big, so I won't even have to change that. Okay, then I'm trying to think what order I did things. Then we did Hawk Run Hollow, and oh, am I on the struggle bus with it? I just have a hard time seeing it at Panera. I'm doing a year at Hawk Run Hollow. But I did find out that when I get to the lighter sections, I'm doing okay.
Right.
So this week I finished up the lettering in this little section, and I did the 2 birds. So not a whole lot.
That's good. There's a lot to those letters though, and none of them are really that uniform either.
Yeah, it took a while to get that far, and I have quite a bit left, and we have, Keisha and I are making our own rules about that. We have a lot of our friends who are doing Hawk Run Hollow in some form or another, or have chosen a project to do. But our deal is that we stitch on the current month at Panera or on Thursday only. Keisha amended it to be Thursday. Yeah. Which is probably good, because if we have snow days and things, I don't want to not stitch on it because I'm not at Panera.
Right.
So, and really, I kind of had planned to come home and stitch on it because I knew Friday was a snow day. Right. And when I got home, I just kind of passed out. So
we're working on the current month on Thursdays and at Panera. And then, and mine isn't broken out by months, but it's 12 different blocks. So I'm just counting the first block is January's month. And
because
then,
yours is Christmas.
Right. And then once February hits, then we can work on January's block whenever we want to.
Oh, thank you, because that's where I was going with that.
So, just so that, because we both kind of want to finish that this year. So
I don't want to have a bunch of blocks started and none of them finished.
Right. And Thursday is a work day for both of us, so it's not like a heavy stitching day, so it would be hard to finish it all up if we only worked on it on Thursdays.
That would not be fun.
But that's just our challenge to each other. If you're stitching Hawk Run Hollows with us, you don't have to do that.
So, yesterday was Santa Sunday. So I stitched on the one on Thursday, and my finish was Saturday. So that was my piece there. I actually finished it up yesterday morning. I didn't have a lot to do. I stayed up until it was after 3:00 in the morning. And
I went to bed at 11:30.
I was so close, and I'm like, I just want to finish it. And I woke up early yesterday, and I thought, I know it's Santa Sunday, but I'm finishing it.
Yes.
So I have this, which is for my son, Brendan. And this piece was in a round robin. So it has been all over the world. Really exciting.
Right.
And he doesn't know any of this. And so I'm trying to talk kind of quietly because he's in the room next door. But yesterday, I wish I could show you. I don't know if it'll really show. You guys say that our pictures don't always show really well.
Right.
Maybe if I don't get it quite so dark. I'm just going to show you the close-up because that'll probably be easier to see. So this is where I started. Oh, I think you can see that fine. Yeah. And I worked in that section. Look, I just took another picture of it because I worked in that section yesterday.
Oh, wow. You got some pretty good progress on that.
And I got this far. Am I on?
Wow. Uh-huh.
Thank you. So I got a lot done. And this is my piece on even weave. And what I hate is that I have come to rely on the idea that when I get to where I need to be, I can kind of stretch the hole momentarily on linen.
Right.
That doesn't work on my even weave. It immediately goes right back.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of astigmatism. And of course, when does my eye jump? Right when I get there.
Right.
which is why I've relied on the linen to stretch a little. The other thing is, this is being done with 3 strands of floss.
Right.
And my friends that stitched on this in the round robin did amazingly. I'm going to show you this.
Oh, wow.
This is the back. They have kept this great. Now you can
really
see
nice.
one crazy strand hanging off, going up over there. That's because I parked it because I know I need to use it again. But that's the back, and look at the front.
Wow.
And they did amazing. I just have to finish have been telling you guys that I just need to finish the cabinet on this side, which this is a boy's bedroom. Why is it all pink? I mean, faded reds I would get.
Got hand-me-downs from his sister.
Yeah, that's what he's had. So, but I love the Santas up here, the ones fishing, and there's so many details in this.
Yes.
And it's such a cool one. Look at the puppy on the bed. But I was really happy. So in Whatcha Stitching, I feel like I completed Santa Sunday and I completed Push That Project because I definitely did more than 200 stitches.
Yeah, if you want to come join us, if you haven't already joined us over in Whatcha Stitching, it's our, we both kind of run a Facebook group where we're doing some challenges. And basically what we did is we kind of set out, for each day of the week, there's a different theme. And since I'm the one who came up with them, a couple of them are pretty much stitch what you want to stitch on.
And that's what we want you to do.
Yeah.
We don't want you to feel like you have to do this.
So there are a couple of days where it's like one of the Saturday ones is Serenity Saturday. Stitch on something that makes you feel calm. Well, I like this, so it makes me feel calm.
So Saturday has, I just bumped that. Serenity Saturday, Sampler Saturday, and
Stitch Along. Sal Saturday. So we have a couple different prompts for each day, except for Monday, we have just Mira Monday. But of course, you don't have to work on it. I mean,
and Keisha and I have Model Monday. Yeah.
So
and Athena.
Right. So, I mean, it's one of those, like, pretty open-ended. You can choose what you want to. We have a couple of year-long challenges. One of them, Laura mentioned, which is Push That Project, which is, I have a couple of projects that I struggle on just because, I mean, they're mostly ones that are for other people that I just, you know, for some reason or another. One of them's on black with 3 strands, and I don't love stitching on it. One is just not my taste. And so, but those are projects that I need to get done. And so we're challenging people to pick a few of those sorts of whips this year and try to get 200 stitches a month on them. So.
And in one day I got that. So
so it's not a huge goal, but any progress is progress. And sometimes whenever you start working on something, you find that you just kind of stick with it for a little bit longer.
Well, and the funny thing for me was that using 3 strands at once, I ran out of the floss. And when I ran out of this, I was not going to just do this pink, but as I was stitching, I'm like, oh, I'm going to run out of this anyway. I might as well just stitch until I run out.
Right.
So, you know, I love the play those games with yourself where you just, I'm going to do it until this happens.
Yeah. I will do, okay, I have 200 stitches in, but I'm really close to finishing this section, so I'm just going to finish this section.
And if I would just hang with it for another minute, then
Right.
So I did run out of that, and I need to go buy a whole, but I looked through my floss because I realized how quickly the floss goes when you're using 3 strands.
Right.
So, but it, you know, I feel pretty good about that, and I really think I can get it finished, and then he can have a magic stocking.
Yeah.
He's 20. So, to reward myself for doing this, I just have my working copy on this, but it's my Sampler à Bouquet from Jardin Prive. This is the one that I bought the extra floss for because, my brain didn't say that. I got to use the Chablis, which I really worried about because my fabric is 36 count Sunny Lara from Doug and Vicky at Acctstitch. And when I started this, the last time you saw it, it had the side border and the letter Z. And now it has, I'm in there.
Yeah, you're in there.
Now it has all this. And you can see the letter U and V are both done in that light Chablis, and I think they show fine.
I think so too.
So, it's been really fun. It goes really light to just And that's what I wanted, some subtle colors to go in here.
Right.
The pattern only has 2 greens, and I actually have 3.
Mm-hmm.
This one is obviously my lightest one, but I have these 2, and I think for this one I must have used my Oscar.
Oh, right.
So the next letter's in green. I think maybe it'll be Celadon.
It's such a pretty color palette.
I really stuck to what they had and just found it in overdyes so it would have a little more movement.
Right.
But oh, is it a pretty piece? And I love working on this linen. And I did not want to put it down, but I was falling asleep. Katie, I guess it was Saturday night. Katie said she came down the hall and looked in here, and I was sitting asleep holding my needle.
Yeah.
At my project.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
So those are all my whips from the week.
Okay.
That was a lot, right?
That was a lot. I told you Lara would make up for me forgetting things and not being able to show you what I worked on.
I did want to say that we have closed the registration for the Show Me Retreat because we have to buy stuff and get it all ready. But we do still have open the registration for Frogwarts. That one we're asking you to have your registration in by, I know it's March. I don't know if we said March 1st or March 15th. I was kind of waiting to see if Katie would yell down the hall, but no. But anyway, so you have that long to get to at least get your deposit in.
Right.
We're asking for a $50 deposit just to hold your spot so that we know how many people are coming. Right. And we'll need to stop around then so that we can order things and get them in and really be ready. Right. But we're excited. We've had more people sign up this week and that's fun.
And how about the retreat in a box for those people who can't come to the retreat?
You're so good.
Well, I am excited because actually this retreat is pretty close to my due date. So I am going to purchase the retreat in a box because who knows when the baby's going to want to come. And then I may pop in if I can.
Yeah, so there's some incentive for you. You either get to see pregnant belly or you get to see baby.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll try. We'll see how it goes. We're not going to promise too much.
Yeah. But, there's incentive. Maybe we'll all just take a field trip and go to Keisha's house. She wouldn't mind all those people showing up in her house.
Like 100 people can show up at my house. It's fine. It's fine. We've got 3 bedrooms.
Timothy.
But yeah, so you guys are selling a retreat in a box. So if you can't come, you can get all of the great swag.
Yes. And this is more of a curated retreat. So there are some stitching items in the box, but there are also some things to go with the theme. So like for Show Me, our theme is Share, Stitch, Celebrate, which to me feels kind of like a spa-ish theme. So there will be some items that reflect that. And then Frogwarts, obviously, is year 1, Harry Potter. If this all goes well, we are doing 7 years. So, and then who knows what we would do after that. But in 7 years, we'll decide.
Right.
So that's it. And I didn't pick up my sleeves today to show you because I was lazy. But I know Keisha said, I have not gotten to see the last few comments. I know Keisha said that somebody was asking about how to buy sleeves. It's in the drop down in the show notes, but you go to loveyoumorestudios.com. I always have to think which one has the extra S. loveyoumorestudios.com. And everything is on there. You can see all the cool sleeves and things. And my code is Mamma Mia, which is also down in the show notes. And you can use that for a 10% discount. It's always at least 10%. Sometimes my code is more. It just depends. So, and we have fabulous reps. I know a lot of you watch Michelle Bindi. Those are my sleeves that she's showing, and that she's moving all of her projects into. She has 2 things, mine and Diana bags. That's what she called Diana bags. What are those? I just went brain dead on that. But she's moving most of her projects into those. So I have great coffee breath. I'm sure that you're really enjoying this morning.
It's all right. I have sparkling water in this cup.
It smelled very grape-ish.
It's a blackberry, actually.
Well, it's fruity. Blackberry is one of my favorites.
Yes, me too.
One of the things that we're doing on What Just Stitching is we're borrowing from Stitch Mania.
Yes, this is a Stitch Mania original.
Yes.
But
I like to do it, so we're supporting that and doing it.
Right.
We're doing a new start on the 20th. Well, I'm doing a new start on the 20th of every month.
And I was talked into doing a new start on the 20th this month, even though I'm working on a model, Laura.
I'm going to cut, I'm just going to hold this up way back here. So this was a freebie that we got at Galleria. And it came from Teresa at Shakespeare's Peddler. And it's needle art by Marjorie Massey. And I just loved it with the big bee and the bird and the snail.
Yes.
All the cool stuff.
Very cute.
And I picked up two because I couldn't remember the second time if I had gotten one or not. Right. As I often do.
It's a prevalent problem with Laura, but I get to reap the benefits most of the time.
So Keisha has one also. Yes. And you saw her fabric and floss.
So I'll just remind you. So that, I just picked this up and I thought I'd go for this.
That's going to be beautiful.
So I'm pretty excited.
And they're going to be wildly different.
Yes.
So also at Galleria, this bag is like staticky today. Teresa made a collection that she called the Exclusive Kitten Stitcher Sampler Thread Pack. And she has some sampler threads that are limited edition. And I think she said she had these in her shop, all the limited editions, so she named them fun names. But I'm just using a piece of 32 count, what did I say it was? Light Mocha?
Yeah, Light Mocha.
Belfast. And these are the threads.
Wow, that's going to be so pretty.
So I'm really just going to have to play with what I do. Probably I'll use all of them in the alphabet and for the numbers. But I could change my mind. Or maybe I'll go find, another overdye that has more of the colors in it. Oh my gosh, look at this one. It's got brown and green.
That's so fun.
Oh, I love that. So these are going to be really pretty, but I think, I can do the snail in a couple of colors and I'll have a pretty one. Maybe I'll do the bunny in that one with little touches of the green.
Yeah, that would be cute.
And, I'll just play with everything else.
That's exciting. That'll be fun.
And new start on the 20th. Maybe I need to start that Spring Glory sampler too. The one since I finished the other one.
Well, that today's the 20th, Laura.
Yeah.
So.
How many can I start? No. When I do my new start for the month like this, I try to make sure that it's something that I can finish within the month.
Right.
So that's why I had this one, and when I showed Keisha, she's like, "Oh, yeah, I could do that."
Well, what she said is, "Keisha, are you going to do a new start on the 20th?" And I was like, "I don't know."
No.
I was not going to. And then she said, "I have this. Here is a picture." And I was like, "Well, I like that."
Keisha's really hard to talk into things.
Gosh, guys. I could just be buried under whips. If all of you were like, "Keisha, would you like to stitch this with me?" I'd just be buried under whips.
That's how Keisha ended up doing her first Cricut collection last fall. I'm crinkling away over here, aren't I?
That's all right.
Because I'm putting things away. I'll stop. I can do it later. I think that's all we have for today.
I think that's all we got.
And we're talking more about our whip parades, and we may adjust them a little bit. So we still have to talk some more after this. And
we may be showing you more, not every whip that we have, but more whips that we want to work on this year.
And in my case, it'll probably be a group that I pick for a month or so. So, okay, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.